William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back to the desk. It is finally here. Super Bowl 55 is this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. And joining us for one of the biggest games in sports, we have Joe, Nijee, Jimmy, and Ryan. Oh, before we even get to the Super Bowl, some stuff's gone down in the NFL. It seems like the Los Angeles Rams got fleeced by the Lions. They gave up multiple first round picks and also their former number one pick, Jared Goff, to get Matthew Stafford to send him into LA with his friend Clayton Kershaw. Nobody's talked about that yet. But Joe, is this the right thing the Rams had to do? Because they just got to the divisional round. They just won a playoff game. They were in the Super Bowl almost 2 years ago. Was this the right decision for them?
You have to make this move if you are the Rams 10 times out of 10. It was so clear, I think, to everybody at home watching the divisional round and even the game against Seattle that the Rams were loaded at every position except for the quarterback. Jared Goff was not getting it done, and it was a miracle that they got to a Super Bowl with him in the first place. Matthew Stafford, with that amazing defense and those weapons, is going to shake up the NFC West and make the Rams Super Bowl contenders. If you have the opportunity to put yourself as the favorite in the NFC, you do it.
Now, before I go on to Ryan, Joe, I just need to let you know Matthew Stafford has never won a playoff game before, and Jared Goff has multiple victories.
It doesn't matter. If he has not had Sean McVay in his ear giving him the answers to the test like Jared Goff has. I mean, Danny Llanos could win a playoff game with Sean McVay in his ear. This is night and day. It's so hard to win with the Lions. That is probably the worst franchise. He's never had a running game. He's never had a good actual head coach. I mean, Megatron retired early.
At least you brought his name up. That's the fair point. You got to remember who he was playing with as well. But Ryan, do you think that the Lions won this deal? Because I do think, because Matthew Stafford's aging a little bit, the injury history on him is a big list of injuries.
Yeah, I think they won on this deal considering what they got, and there's a lot of quarterbacks on the free agent block either this year or the next or the year after that. So the franchise is definitely going into a complete overhaul. I'm not expecting success immediately over there in Detroit, but in the long run, with the first round picks that they gave up, I think that things are looking good in Detroit. Again, like you said, they totally fleeced the Rams out of this deal. So if Stafford turns out to be nothing, it's over for the Rams. But I think that he's going to be very good in that role.
Najee?
Joe, I'm not taking no more Lion slander.
They deserve it. They deserve it.
It's an amazing trade for on the Lions end because now we know for sure it's a rebuild. Because like the previous years, every new coach or GM came in, we don't know if we have Matthew Stafford, and every year it's always some major injury he's dealing with. So now we know for sure it's a rebuild, get all the draft picks, and we're going to go to defense. Of course, in the next 3 years after Jared Goff contract is done, we're going to see a whole different team.
Jimmy?
Let me make something perfectly clear. No one in their right mind would ever say that Matthew Stafford is not a direct upgrade over Jared Goff. But if I'm the Rams, I have a humongous egg in my face right now. 2 years after making the Super Bowl with Jared Goff, after a borderline MVP season, he's gone. You give him one of the largest contracts in guaranteed money in NFL season. Now you ditch him, and all that credit that went to Jared Goff's MVP season, all that goes to Sean McVay. We saw you see guys like Cliff Kingsbury get hired within the division. Now he's gone. Now when they can't win a Super Bowl, now it's on Jared Goff. Now it's not good enough. So when he succeeds, it's on McVay. When it's not, it's on Jared Goff. So now we're going to learn more from Matthew Stafford these next 2 seasons than we did in 12 seasons in Detroit. The legacies of McVay and Stafford are on the line, in my opinion.
Well, before we go on to the Super Bowl, I see we got some differences of opinion. So I'm going to let you guys go. That's my job here.
All right. So here's the thing. Now. I failed to mention how I think you kind of got the impression by the fact that I said that there's other free agent quarterbacks on the market. I don't think Jared Goff is going to be their franchise quarterback at all. I think that he is going to be a second stringer in 2 years' time. And that's why because he's literally a shell of what he was for that few week period back in 2018. And that's why I think that they're going to explore their options either in the draft or in the free agency market.
Hey, Ryan, I could give you a better one. In 2 years, I can see Jared Goff as a trade piece.
Exactly.
He's not good. He turns the ball over.
He's not good.
Matthew Stafford has the ability to throw for 5,000 yards year in and year out, and he's done it literally he has never had a running back. That's very impressive to me.
Immediate pressure.
All right.
The guy who's never won a playoff game.
All right. See, I like how this block turned into the Matthew Stafford versus the Lions and the Rams, but that's not what we're here for. The Super Bowl's on Sunday. Nobody cares. The Rams and the Lions, definitely not the Lions. They're nowhere near the scene that's going on Sunday. No disrespect, Nijee. But let's think about this. We have probably, it pains me to say this, the GOAT in Tom Brady. Then you have this young gun in Patrick Mahomes. Jimmy, which quarterback needs this victory more for their legacy?
Well, you just said Samory, Tom Brady is already the GOAT. So therefore, Patrick Mahomes, the closest guy chasing the GOAT in the NFL, probably currently and for the near future, the best chance to potentially catch Brady as far as talent. The more legacies on the line with him. 6-2 if Mahomes were to win is a lot more obtainable to catch him than 7-1 with Brady having a win over Mahomes. Mahomes needs to. It's all on the line for Mahomes. He's got his chance to slay the king in Tom Brady, and this is the best chance he's going to have to catch him.
Ryan?
I don't think either quarterback really does need it. I mean, Tom Brady has already won 6 Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes has already proven to be one of the most skilled quarterbacks of all time. He already has a Super Bowl. But in terms of which one would look nicer, I think Tom Brady, because for years and years, his naysayers have been saying that he's a system quarterback. He's under the Patriot system. So if he does win the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay with a whole new system, that's going to shut all of them up. And I think that's going to be what Brady wants to do with this game, is just to silence his haters.
Nijee?
I feel like Mahomes needs this game more than Brady, because Mahomes, like going throughout the whole season, Mahomes had a better team. Like the narrative was the Chiefs was going to repeat, and nobody really expect Brady, besides like real like Brady lovers, to see Brady in Super Bowl. So Mahomes had better weapons and a better defense. So like if Mahomes lose, they're gonna be like, oh, you couldn't get it done when you had the stacked pieces. So like I said, Mahomes needed more than Brady.
Mr. Paolantonio, I know you're not the biggest fan of Tom Brady, as am I, but legacy-wise, who needs this victory more?
No, I completely agree. Mahomes needs it more. The biggest reason is that Tom Brady's legacy is already written. It does not matter how he plays on Sunday. He's still going to be considered the GOAT. If Mahomes puts up a performance where he throws multiple interceptions again, that would be his second Super Bowl with multiple interceptions. People will start to look at him a little differently. He's not going to have Andy Reid forever. He's not going to have Hill and Kelsey forever. You got to take advantage, strike while the iron's hot.
One thing I will say, even though, yes, I agree, Mahomes' legacy needs it more, I think Brady's legacy will be finalized if he wins, because who knows what's going to happen next year. He may take a big hit. Something may happen to him. So you never know. I think this is his next best chance to win another title, because you never know what
Mahomes has so many years left. It's not like he needs this game. It's only in his 3rd year as a starter. So it's kind of, it's like,
it will be the greatest first 3 years as a starter that anybody has ever had.
Yes.
He's already chasing GOAT status, and if he loses to Brady, it's going to be that much harder to catch him.
That's why I love the Super Bowl. You love football, because it's one game. It's one game. It's win or go home.
Hey,
especially at this time.
Hey, Brady is Mahomes' only L in the playoffs. Just saying.
Yes, that is the truth. So
I would argue D Ford.
Yes, D Ford. A rough in the passing call on Chris Jones that didn't count. But we could go on and on and on. Now let's talk about some non-quarterbacks. Nijee, let's go to you. What player needs to step up the most on either team that is a non-quarterback?
I feel like for the Bucks to win, they need Leonard Fournette to have an amazing game. Like at least the bare minimum got to be 100 yards. But they need that running game to be like top notch to drain the clock, chew clock, keep that Chiefs offense off the field. So it's Leonard Fournette. Basically, that whole O line too. If you want to add him with Leonard Fournette, that whole run game gotta be amazing.
Yes, and as you said, the only loss of Patrick Mahomes' playoff career was against Tom Brady, and in that game, the Patriots did a phenomenal job of keeping the ball away from the Chiefs. Even though the Chiefs still scored 30 points, they scored all that in the second half. Where in the first half, I believe they had the ball 7 or 8 minutes. But Jimmy, we'll go to you. Who's your impact player that needs to step up that is not a quarterback?
The all-pro tight end on the Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce. The Chiefs, we know they're without their two starting offensive tackles. We're going to see JPP and Shaq Barrett coming off the edge. Travis Kelce, we all know him for pass catching. He's going to be important for protecting Patrick Mahomes. He's going to have to chip those guys off the edge. He's going to have to be the force in the middle, catching passes. If the the Buccaneers play that zone, Tyreek Hill is going to be a focal point after torching them earlier in the season. Travis Kelce is going to have to step up big in more ways than one.
Joe?
I got to go with Tyrann Mathieu, who is absolutely incredible to watch. He is all over the field as a safety. He's everywhere. He's going to give Tom Brady a lot of fits because he just seems to always find the ball. He's one of those guys that every play he's involved in, I really think that he's going to make some big plays and give Tom some fits.
Ryan?
I think it's the Bucs secondary for the reason that Jimmy pointed out that Tyreek Hill absolutely torched them earlier this year, 203 receiving yards in the first half. And in order for them to win this game, they have to shut down the weapons that Kansas City has, more weapons than any other team in either conference. So and they're young too, which puts even more pressure on them in the biggest game of their lives. So I don't know. It'll be very, very difficult.
Now, Ryan, we'll stay with you. It's about that time we're closing the block. Big game. Who do we have winning, and who do we have winning the Super Bowl MVP? Ryan, we'll start with you.
I have the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl by 10 points, and I'll give a wild card MVP pick. I think Tyreek Hill gets this one.
Jimmy?
Well, I don't think it's any secret in my eyes. Whoever the quarterback of the winning team is going to be the Super Bowl MVP because that's just how it always is. But give me the Chiefs. I think Mahomes is going to lift them up. A lot of people don't. Steve Spagnuolo is the defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. He was the key piece in ending the undefeated season of the Patriots with Tom Brady back with the Giants. He knows how to get pressure on Brady. Chris Jones up the middle. Give me the Chiefs.
Nijee?
Okay, this game going to be a high-scoring game, but I feel like it's going to be close around the end. So I give the Buccaneers winning by 3. So, and my MVP is, I'm gonna give you a real wild card. Give me Gronk. I see Gronk. I see Gronk touchdowns.
Hey! I know the other two on the way my screen is. They're on my right side. Look, I respect that because if you look back in the last Super Bowl Tom Brady won, who made the biggest play of the game?
Always Gronk. So you really looking for Gronk most of the time.
In the Packers game, he had a big first down that got them the win. So you never know, especially in football. You never know. Mr. Paolantonio, who do we got? Who do we got in this game?
Well, here's the deal. Todd Bowles has become one of the top flight defensive coordinators of all time. I trust him exponentially against Kansas City on Sunday. I really think that they're going to force Mahomes to make a few mistakes. I think that the Bucs are going to win 27-23, and Tom Brady won't play well, but he will win the Super Bowl.
So that leaves me in an awkward situation because I didn't prep for this. We have two teams. We have 2 guys for the Bucs, 2 guys for the Chiefs. So I have to break it down. As an analyst, I'm just going to stick to it like this. Todd Bowles is going to do an amazing job, but I'm not sure if he's going to do enough to break the spirit of the Chiefs. They won before. They've been down multiple times. So I do think that the Chiefs are going to win, but it's going to be a very close game, like a 31-28 kind of game. See,
Nobody's better against the blitz than Mahomes.
That is true. Like my head's telling me to take the Bucs because just Tom Brady and a good defense. But my heart's telling me to take the Chiefs, and I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes will win his second Super Bowl MVP, and yeah, that's going to be a fun one to watch. Super Bowl 55 is Najee's holding up the 7. Super Bowl 55 will be at 6:30 this Sunday, and that's all for this week on WP Sports Desk. Join us next week as we're going to recap Super Bowl 55, and we're going to also recap the first week of WP basketball. But don't forget to follow us at Sports Desk WP on Instagram and Twitter for updates and more. I'd like to give a special shout out to the people at WP TV and our studio manager, Clarke. For everyone at the desk, I'm Samory Rose, and we'll see you guys next week.